What's up, guys? It's Techno Viking 23 coming to you today with a photography video. Been a while since I've been able to get out and take some photos, so wanted to get out this weekend and do a little bit with the camera. I had all these grand plans on Saturday to actually drive around and take some photos with all the fall leaves and things that was going on, but of course it decided to rain all day on Saturday, so kind of ruined that. But what I decided to do on Sunday was just to kind of go out and take some photos. I like to get out during the weekend, take my camera, just go for a walk and kind of just kill some time and relax a little bit and try to, get some shots, usually of the local wildlife if I can. A couple months ago, I did actually sort of reduce the amount of camera gear I had. I sold a whole bunch of it and I bought kind of an old classic, the Nikon D700. Which, unlike the other cameras I was using, is a full frame camera. So that's opened up kind of a whole different world of photography for me. A little bit better image quality. The only drawback with full frame is it is rather expensive. So when I bought my Nikon D700, I spent a decent amount on it, but I had traded in some other gear, so I had enough to cover that. But the lenses are really expensive. So when I bought my first lens, I still wasn't kind of convinced if I was going to go full into it, and I got a good deal on the camera body, so I said, you know what, I don't want to spend $400 or $500 on a first lens and then realize, you know what, I'm just going to go back to my crop sensor, DSLR, or go to something different. So I looked for the best lens I could find, and it was a bargain lens on KEH camera. I got a Sigma 28-300 millimeter, basically all in one, telephoto, wide angle a little bit, autofocus lens. Thankfully it was only $80, so I was kind of surprised because full frame lenses are usually very expensive. Some of the lenses I've got on my watch list now are close to $1,000, so it's gonna be a very long time before I can even think about getting any of them. So what I wanted to do is get a lens that would cover pretty much everything except the widest wide angle at the bottom. So that's why I went with the 28-300. It was a good price on it, and it was a decent quality, as most of the used stuff from KEH usually is. And it's been kind of cool, just getting to use a new type of camera and getting used to it. So this is the first weekend I really was able to get out and get some good photos. Now, it was pretty overcast, but I actually don't mind shooting when it's overcast because you get a very consistent light when it's overcast. Obviously you want good lighting and sunlight when you're trying to get some photos, but at the same time, if you have the overcast sky, it's going to give you just a very consistent daylight that you can kind of meter for a little bit easier. So not a bad time to get out and take the camera out, especially with some of the ISO settings on these cameras nowadays. You can shoot pretty high ISO and still not have a whole lot of noise. But cool thing was, I'm out walking around, didn't really see any birds. With the rain yesterday, a lot of the leaves had already fallen down, so there weren't too many opportunities to get any fall foliage photos. And I was coming back to the house, and where we live, it's kind of like a walk path that goes through, so there's some wetland areas that are kind of intermittent throughout the neighborhood where they can't build anything in them, and they're federally protected, and there's all kinds of wildlife in them. I've seen bald eagle, got multiple families of hawks and herons and different kind of birds, and all kinds of turtles and frogs, and there's even a family of beavers that live in the one area. If you're lucky enough, you'll spot them out from time to time. But as I was coming back today, I saw something out of the corner of my eye across the street, and I looked over and I saw this big thing moving toward the bottom of one of the fences around the outside of the wetland area. I'm like, oh, what is that? So I kind of walked over. There's just this snapping turtle, and he had kind of come out and he was going to sun himself a little bit of sunlight was coming through the clouds. So probably a younger snapping turtle too, because he wasn't that big, but he was definitely a snapping turtle. And they're usually pretty hostile. Turtles are one of my favorite animals, reptiles, so I spend a lot of time trying to get photos of them, and it's kind of hard because they're actually very skittish most of the time, and then the snapping turtles, especially the bigger ones, will get pretty aggressive and they'll hiss at you and they get pretty angry. But this guy was just chilling, and I kind of got low down and crept up to him a little bit, and he just sat there and he just let me take a whole bunch of photos. So This video today I'm going to be sharing with you is more just kind of some still photos I was able to take, kind of give you an idea what you could do with the Nikon D700, even though it is a much older camera. And even on a budget lens, you know, I got what I felt like were some pretty solid photos. So excited to show those to you guys. I'll probably have each photo show for a couple seconds, and I'll try to put the data in them, you know, what kind of settings I was shooting them on the camera. So just stay tuned for those. Hope you guys enjoyed the pictures. It was pretty cool, pretty fun experience to photograph wildlife, especially when it cooperates with you and sits there and allows you to take a lot of photos of it and allows you to get some high quality close-up photos. So coming up here, we're going to see some pictures of a younger snapping turtle up close and personal. Pretty cool experience. Anyways, guys, thanks as always for watching. Hope you enjoy the photos. As always, hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you again next time.